Well, what is going on, everybody? It's Donovan with Team Tate Outdoors. Me and Ellie are gonna go over to the garden. We have finally got to the point where we need to go and take off some vegetables. These are gonna be our very first vegetables that we've ever harvested. Everything's been starting to come in and get big, and mainly what we're gonna do is we're gonna go pick beans, we're gonna go pick a couple zucchini, and we're gonna check on everything else. There may be a cucumber or two ready, but it's starting to get nice and hot here in Oklahoma. Today it's probably 80 something degrees. It was 70 this morning, and should have done this morning, but we didn't. So we're gonna go right here in the middle of the afternoon and go pick these vegetables. You ready to go, kid?
Yeah, I've been really excited for this. All that work on the garden that we did, it's all gonna finally pay off. Well, it's starting to pay off, but it's eventually gonna all pay off.
Something we're gonna do different today, though. We are gonna be donating what we get out of this first pool of our garden, and we're going to give it to probably a widow that's in our church. A widow in the church. We haven't identified one yet, but I did talk to my pastor, and he did tell us that there are some widows that would probably like some fresh vegetables, and we're gonna do that in a way of giving our offering of our first fruits. Just because God has blessed us with our garden, and anything that we do with our hands, we want to give back to God for blessing us. So let's get into this video.
Put it right here, though.
Hey, come on, go! Come on! All right, we made it to the garden. Our garden was really grown up over areas that we didn't plant yet, and I weed eated, actually. I used my weed eater, and we mowed them all down, basically. All these rows that had a lot of high grass. So it really showed us, you know, what plants are growing good and what plants are struggling. We do have a little bit of areas where our beans, I don't know if they died off or what, but a couple of spots here haven't grown in. We're missing one there. Some of these haven't grown in yet, but for the most part, all of our beans are now coming up good. We got a nice little patch of beans here.
Pea.
Yep, we're gonna pick those.
Pea pod.
All right, so let's get to picking some vegetables. What do you want to start with, kid?
Zucchini.
Zucchinis, all right, let's go. All right, so
That one.
That
I've really been wanting to pick that one.
okay, so I'll show you how to do it, Ellie. Watch these bugs. Right down here.
Wait, those are two bugs?
Right down here, you're gonna cut through that. Just cut through that, and then take it off. Here.
I thought that was one bug, but there are two combined.
Now don't cut all the way to the
Right here.
the leaves. Yep.
Trying not to cut the stem under it. I'm trying to do it slowly.
Getting ready to cut. There you go.
Okay.
All right, you got your first one, kid. How big is that sucker? It's kind of
giant.
wonky looking,
it's bigger
huh?
than my hand. Longer and probably thicker.
Yeah. Look at that. Okay, take us to the next one.
The last big one that I saw was over here. It's really long.
Yep.
This one's more long than thick, but it's still pretty thick.
Okay, let's cut that one off. You may have to come in from up here, above it. We can move this leaf back a little bit, maybe.
I think I can cut it from here.
You got it?
Yeah.
Don't cut the whole stem now. The whole.
Very careful, cause
All right.
that one's long.
Yeah, that's a good one. Big as your head, huh? Okay, what's next now? I think that's all on the zucchinis.
I don't think there's any other.
Some other zucchinis are growing, but I think we need to do.
The only really big ones that
Yeah, I think we need to go and do the beans, honey.
Okay, I'm just looking.
We could check the squash.
This one good?
No,
or-
we're gonna let that one go a little bit longer. That one's coming in.
What about this one?
Yeah, look how big those are getting. Wow, those are really coming fast. Here's some squash. Look, the squash are really growing good in here. A lot of
How
squash.
big are they gonna get?
This one doesn't look like it's.
Wow, this one looks
This one's
cool.
a bad one. It came
Looks
off.
like, oh.
I get rid of that sucker.
This one looks like the end of some perfume, like the fancy perfume. You squeeze the end and it has
Oh,
a
that
connection
one's
to
getting
it.
a lot bigger, huh?
Yeah, that's the one that I said looks like a perfume.
Yep. Okay. So those will be harvesting soon. Probably
Those
another
aren't.
week.
These ones aren't growing as much.
Okay.
Gotta look around. Gotta check
They're
the
definitely growing in good though. We got a lot of squash coming in. That one's suffering. I don't know why.
They're definitely growing.
Yep.
Most of them are, at least.
A lot of squash coming in. Okay, so what we need to pick though is our beans, because on the package of the beans it does say to pick them often so that it makes them want to reproduce more. So we do have some that are finally big enough, and we're gonna go ahead and pick them. All right, Ellie, let's start right here, honey. Look. Yep. So this one's. So just take the bean and.
Spider web. Ah. So
Well.
Whoa, do we
There.
get all of them no matter like how small they are?
No, no, we need them about that long, okay?
Like this one?
Let's see. Is it that big?
Yeah.
No, it's a little bit shorter. Like this one, though. This one
It's
right
just
here.
curled.
Hey, this one. Look here.
Yeah.
So grab that
This
one.
This one's longer.
All right, I'll pull it off here.
Where do I put the knife? Do I put it right there?
Here, you know what? You hold that off. I'll cut some of these off.
But I wanted to pick some too.
Okay, well.
I'll pick some with one hand. See it working. Pick one.
Let's see. How's that one a big one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Nice beans.
Not quite ready yet. Alright. Here, let me see that. You can come over here and pick these ones. These ones are really big. Right here, Ellie.
Oh yeah.
So get the knife and cut that stem off right there. Right at the stem. Well, let's do this a little bit differently. Put your knife underneath it. Oh, you don't want to break the bean off. Put your knife underneath it. Hold the camera. Let's hold it under it. And let's just lift it like that.
Okay.
Okay? Like
That
this.
one looked awfully small.
Look.
Okay.
Alright, here.
Sit.
Alright, we got another big one right over here. Look here. Don't cut none of our branches. Just lift up on the knife. Pull back towards you. No. Let me see it. I don't think you're understanding. You gotta put the knife on it and pull as you lift up. Pull back and lift up. Okay? Let's see here. Let's take... No, I think that one got a little bit longer to go too. So does that one. We got into here. That one. I think that one will work. Let's take that one. Not over here anymore. Look here. It's a pretty good, thick one. We'll let him go a little longer. All right, let's go check that down. Look at all these beans. There's gonna be a lot of beans on that one, huh?
So Dad, aren't these pea pods?
Yeah, they are.
And if they're called peas, why are they also called beans?
No, these are beans.
Oh. Why do they call it a pea pod if it's a bean?
Well, they're bean pods. All right, look, these ones are growing in good too right here. That's a very short. It's a very short branch, but those will be done in the next few days, I bet you. Those are getting long quick. Long and thick. Okay, Ellie, let's see if we have a cucumber that we can pick. There is one big fat cucumber right under here.
It's not even long, but that is fat.
Yeah, let's cut that one off. Yeah, I think we should cut them off. Put your stem underneath there. Yeah.
Stem.
Right at the base of the cucumber, just like that. Pull and lift. There you go.
Why is it spiky?
That's just how they are. Okay. And let's check under all the rest of them. They're definitely getting bigger. A lot of cucumbers growing in. Here's a nice little short one. Look at that one right there. It's growing in. Check down around. Check underneath those leaves and bases and stuff. A lot of cucumbers growing in.
I don't get why they're spiky. They're prickly cumbers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, grab our bowl, honey. Let's come this way. I remember seeing one more cucumber that was ready. Maybe it's under here. Oh, here we go. Is that one ready?
I saw that one.
No, it's still a little bit hard. So I think we'll let that one go just a little longer. All right.
Aren't all of our cucumbers going to be short and fluffy?
Let's look. No. Let's set that one back up on that vine there. There we go. We want them to climb up this fence like all the rest of them are doing.
So Dad, when do you think the corn will be ready?
Oh, quite a while from now, I think. There's another one. We'll get that vine going up there. Just like that. Okay. All right, what about tomatoes?
Tomato.
Look how pretty that tomato is, huh?
It's purple.
It's an heirloom, and this was given to us. These plants were given to us by my best friend's sister. I grew up with her. Her name is Nikki Myers. Used to be Nikki Beck. Tomatoes have a lot of blooms on them.
They're also growing good here. There's 5 of them over here that are like together and they're growing really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all like together. Right in there.
Little tiny one right there.
Look at that.
Starting to grow.
Right in there. There's 5 of them all bunched together that are growing pretty good.
Yep.
This one's ginormous. It's like 2 in 1.
Oh yeah, he's still
like
pretty small still. I don't know. Oh, look, he's got an injury right there. Not sure what that's from. There's another one right there growing in. We got some down in there. A little bit.
Very hot. They're getting lots of sunlight.
And we planted watermelon too, guys. And check out our watermelons coming in. All right, guys, well, we've been losing a lot of water in the pond, and I know I fixed the original leak because it was right here. The original leak was right here. Hey, stop splashing. We had a lot of water coming down through here, a lot of water. And I dug that all out and fixed that leak up there. It's a little bit wet right there, I just splashed more, but I don't think that's leaking. However, we go down the creek a little farther and I found this. Another wet spot. It's clearly got to be from something leaking from the pond bank. But that's still not the worst. Okay, so we have another small leak.
I see it standing out.
We got another small leak right here. Also right there, which means water's running into the side of this hill, leaking.
I never even knew about that.
That's still not the worst.
Oh,
We got another leak
no. And right there, Dad.
right in here.
There's two right there.
Also right here, water's gushing out.
Here. And two right here.
Water's leaking out here as well. All down through this side of the dam, probably from these trees. Still not the worst leak. No, that is one still leaking. But keep going. Keep going, Ellie.
That one too. Also another leak.
This, I think, was the worst of the leaks. And it's slowed down, which means that the level of where that leak is in the pond is not all the way to the bottom. It's actually wherever these stumps are, because the water has now recessed below the stumps, and so we've stopped losing a ton of water, but I've got a way to fix it. I got to finish pulling the rest of these stumps out, and we're gonna have to get some bentonite clay pellets. We're gonna try to scatter them on top. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna have to dig another trench like I did to stop the first leak, and we're gonna have to pack it with clay again. But I do see it stopping in the future because we do have plenty of leaks that we can see. If we put the bentonite clay pellets out, we can see those leaks stop if it works. It's also leaking over here, Ellie. Yeah. So any of this water that's sitting up on the surface up here is from the pond bank leaking. And you can see water running from right over here where this like clayish color is seeping out.
That's not why there's water all over
Yes,
here, right?
that's it. That is why. All this wetness is coming from a leak in the pond somewhere, Ellie. Somewhere up in there. And so me and Ellie, we're gonna go to the top and I'll show you what it looks like from right up there. All right, go around. So all this wet water, Ellie.
All this water is
All this water, yep, all this water is from the leak.
All of
See
it?
this? All of it, honey. See these roots?
Yeah.
All these roots are where it's leaking. Yeah, look,
Bubbles.
it's bubbling up out of the ground right there by that root.
Bubbling earlier.
Matter of fact, if we probably dig this up, probably see that fill up with water. Look at that. Diz back.
Oh.
It's pulling up with water right there at that tree root.
That's bad.
It's following the root of that tree right there, which is coming out of the pond bank. And I really don't want to cut all these trees down on the outside of the pond bank, but we've got to do something with the tree stumps that are on the inside of the pond bank, because as they die, they're going to leave big gaping holes as the roots deteriorate. And if these roots meet up with roots that are on the other side of the pond bank, it's like a big hole right through the pond bank, and all the water just seeps right through. See, we have a big tree here, big giant roots. And as that water came all the way up here, that water was all the way up to these stumps. See where it's all dead? That's where the water was. It's recessed down. So it means it came all the way up in here and followed these roots of this tree through this pond bank to that tree and seeped down. We also have another tree right there. And where these little bushes are, they're coming out of stumps that I've already cut down, but I never ripped them out. Hey, come here. Come here. So what I'm gonna have to do, I gotta pull out all those stumps, rip them out, pour the clay in there, pull that tree down, and all these trees and stumps through this whole area, this whole bank. I'm gonna leave those ones though. I don't think those are causing us an issue. but definitely these are. So yeah guys, we got a pond leak. More pond leaks.
A lot of pond leaks.
So the water's really went down a lot, and we've already put fish in here, so we've got to get it fixed. We're gonna try a couple small things, but it'll only be a patch job if I don't get these trees cut down and these root balls out before I finish, you know, doing the work, or else it's just gonna find another way to leak again once the root balls die. So right down there is where we were, and that's that trail that's kind of muddy. So all these big trees here, this tree, that tree, have roots going into here, and all these trees have roots going into here, and they're just linking together, and so it's water's seeping right out through here, right underneath here. That's from rain. And even though it's hard on top, it's like a straw right through the bond bank, leaking down there.
The bond bank? Pond bank.
Yep.
Bond bank, guys.
We gotta fix it, guys. We gotta fix it.